every fucking time.
Yeah, because I'm about to unload, so to speak. So okay, we're live.
Oh Lord.
The
You better watch out.
Shit. Yeah. Okay. So we do this every fucking time, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, welcome to Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. I'm Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. That's Yusuf Wakaba. And our guest this week, you know her as Ashley, the MMA Nerd. How you doing?
What up?
Yeah, joining us right in the middle of. We started talking about John Jones right before the show started. We always do this shit. We start just shooting the shit, waiting for like things to load up and get ready. And then at some point, Fred goes, "Motherfucker, hit start because we're gonna lose all the good shit." All right. So John Jones at a strip club in New Mexico, and Albuquerque, goes and slaps a chick right on on the cooch and shit, and she got upset. Now he's been accused of sexual assault. Fred, you said you had a lot to unpack here.
Okay, so yeah, let's start from the beginning, right? He was at a strip club in New Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
And allegedly, yeah. Let's keep that in mind. And he supposedly smacked her on the pussy, right?
Right.
For lack of a better word. And so now she's quoted in saying that she just had a problem because he didn't pay her, right?
Right.
Like so, $100, I think, is what she quoted for a slap on the puss.
That's what she said. And at least I don't know if she. Okay.
That's the going rate, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. In New Mexico, hey man.
So listen, I appreciate that John Jones is getting back to his old ways. He seemed to be a very dominant champion then, all bullshit aside. But he's also rich. If he did indeed smack this broad on the twat and not give her $100 bill, knowing that's the going rate,
cheap bastard,
he deserves to be in a little bit of fucking hot water. He should have just paid her. He's at the strip club. Like, what the fuck? But I also get why he did it. I mean, come on. He's John Jones, right? He probably gallivants around Albuquerque like he's fucking Elvis. He's probably fucking revered as the man out there. A little bit of booze. And, one thing I do appreciate about this new John Jones is he doesn't really try to bullshit us anymore. He flat said it on Ariel's show. Like, listen, I probably am going to drink. I probably am going to fuck up. I'm young and I'm a wild ass dude. Are we all surprised that he got caught slapping a stripper on the pussy? No. This is part of being a wild dude. I love that it makes headlines, but really there's nothing to see here, to be fair.
Yeah, there really isn't much to see. And again, like I was all on this, this motherfucker doing shit again until I read that she was upset he didn't pay her the $100, right? Now, the one thing that I haven't seen many people talk about, but I immediately thought was like, what about isn't he married? Or he has like a fiance or something?
Yeah, I've lost track if it's a wife or fiance or what they are.
He got something.
Baby mama.
He's at least got a baby mama and a couple kids. I think he has daughters. I want to say on top
and he's fucking married. He's been married since he was like 18 years old to this white broad. But listen, she's no fucking dummy. She's sitting in some mansion with a bunch of fucking money. John does what he wants. He got caught with two white broads in a Ferrari like 6 years ago. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I don't think his wife, quite frankly, it seems like she kind of lets John do what he wants to do, which
they definitely have a deal.
Yeah, which isn't no harm to her. I think a lot of women with men in very, high-ranking, powerful positions kind of do the same thing. So I ain't hating on her. That I think he knows that part of it's good.
Right, Jesse, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I agree with Fred. I mean, at this point, it's not surprising to see John Jones get himself into some sort of, headlining news. I think the biggest thing that came out of this were twofold. One, at least like Fred said, we know John is out there having fun. He's not, trying to be something that he's not. And number two, Brendan Schaub is a moron. Those are the only two things I think came out of this.
I love that Schaub gets a bad rap and all of it.
Yeah, right.
But John, it's just him being John.
Well, at this point, it's like a zebra's not gonna change his stripes, right? Like Fred alluded to. At least we know John is doing what John does. It's not going to change as long as we're not getting no more picograms, no more failed drug tests, or slamming his car into somebody's car and then running away from the scene. This is just this is like par for the course for the guy. At least it's not something super major. I mean, I think they said that they had arrested him. He paid the fine or whatever, and he just hasn't gone back to settle this whole thing, right? Basically what happened, and so they put a warrant out for his arrest or something. So he's gonna pay up some money. That's about it, right? I think the bad part is, and this is just me thinking the bad part about it, is that there are people trying to defend him by trying to discredit somebody by just saying, oh, look at her name. Her name is Cinnamon. I mean, Brendan Schaub just comes off like a stupid idiot for saying something so crass. Other than that, I mean, this is a nothing story. I guess it was a slow news week.
I mean, it was crass, but her name was Cinnamon. It wasn't like he grabbed Becky by the snatch when they was at a Wendy's fucking line. They were in a fucking strip club and her name was Cinnamon. What the fuck? I mean, it's a slightly relevant point. It's a dickhead thing to say. Make no mistake about it. But, you know, it's relevant.
It's still funny as shit. Like, yeah, like Ashley was saying, like, Shop gets thrown into this whole thing because he tweets. Honestly, Shop should just shut the fuck up. Like, anytime he talks, he gets some shit.
Hold on. We are three ignorant, crass, rude men who always are on the show shooting our fucking mouth off all these things. We actually have a female on the show.
Right.
I'm curious, what do you think about this? Being a female fan of MMA, what does this make you think about Jon Jones? Do you not give a fuck because he's been accused of shit like this before? Or does this just like push it over the edge? Like, what does the random or average female MMA fan think about this kind of shit?
I feel like it's rough for me because I feel like I should be outraged and like, how dare he grab her by the pussy? But I hate it. I laughed, dude, when I read the story. I laughed, and then all these people are like, "Oh my god, I've been assaulted," and this just brings up bad shit. And I'm like, "Oh, well, now I'm a jerk," because I thought it was kind of funny. And especially when the quotes come out and she's like, "Oh, I just think he's like a horrible person, and I just don't like him." And so it's like, the story's weird to me. And the only part that I don't understand is like, when was she in a chokehold? And and it's like, when did the money come in? And why is none of this on video? Because all the strip clubs I've like been to or heard of have a lot of security and a lot of video cameras. And there's I don't know. It's a weird story to me. I wasn't like worked up about it at all. But you know, MMA Twitter is going to do its thing and made me feel like a dick, but it is. As a woman, I don't care.
It is Albuquerque, though. So, I mean, it's kind of a trash place. I don't think they have cameras and stuff.
Okay, now wait a minute. Now, I enjoy choking abroad as much as the next guy. But when did he choked her? I missed that.
Apparently, that's I don't know. I heard it in like when the story first came out.
Wait,
she was put in a chokehold at some point.
Yeah, wasn't it something like they had a picture like she was like, put me in a chokehold, and he put her in a chokehold? It was like something where it was like one of those things. One of the things that the UFC specifically tells a fighter never to do, but Jon Jones just did it anyway. But
of course he does.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'll ask y'all, the whole panel, this. Overall, was this a good or a bad thing? Like, was this, for me, real talk, kind of a good thing? Like, it's not good that he did it, but it's good that he's out there being himself. And he, like, it sounds cunty to say, but it's kind of good that he's out there stirring the pot a little. Like, do we really want Jon to just disappear, or do we want to hear about him? Like, nobody wants to see him do something so stupid that he gets taken out of the cage. And I think nobody wants to see him cheat. But, you know, getting accused of assaulting a stripper, right up my alley, baby.
I mean, I guess as long as the assault minor, I might be there with you.
The way that Fred just did it right up my alley just got me laughing. All right, okay, look. Good thing or bad thing, I mean, they're gonna use it on the promo for whatever, especially if it's like if they do DC versus him at heavyweight, the way DC likes to put on the halo, and then he likes, you know, Jon Jones just becomes like the bad guy. It's like a wrestling fucking storyline. Yeah. Perfect for that.
Oh, it'd be perfect. It'd be perfect. The build-up would be amazing.
Yeah, it's just DC going like, he's choking strippers, he's doing this, and the crowd doesn't give a fuck.
Now, all we need to see, like, leading up to that is having the UFC cameras follow Jon Jones into a strip club where he's throwing money, doing blow.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a month or so. It's too bad that only 32 people watch this show, because I could have, if Jon, who the fuck is Jon's manager? Malky, whatever. Yeah, fucking fire him and hire Daddy Fred. If Jon listened to me for 6 months, he'd be the biggest star on earth. All bullshit aside, because you know what's funny? Jon Jones is the real Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Who Floyd acts like he is, that's who Jon really is. He's actually the baddest motherfucker walking on earth. He's actually wild as fuck. You think Pretty Boy Floyd ever snorts blow or does fucking drugs or drinks beer? No. He fucks a couple broads and shows his money around. John Jones is the real deal. He just needs to embrace it. Embrace the fuck out of it. Don't break no major laws. Don't get caught fucking cheating with steroids. But embrace this bad guy persona. I was John, I'd show. You remember when fucking Michael Bisping showed up at that press conference drunk?
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments.
That's me every time. I'd show up late. I'd fucking get a gold grill and I wouldn't give a fuck because I'm John fucking Jones. And people would either love me or hate me, but they would be tuning the fuck in.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. As soon as this whole news hit MMA Twitter, everybody tried to go to John Jones and his people for a comment, and everybody got directed to a crisis management person. So again, another flub by John Jones's team. Instead of, as Chael Sonnen says, you get ahead of it, you steer into it, you do something, you make it work for you. Again, they fail by, averting all this to a crisis management team who just had, a very lame response to this. Oh, John Jones remains, keep saying that he's innocent and we will take this to trial and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's such a stupid, lame remark.
He should just be like, yeah, I did it. I forgot to pay her.
Or whatever, man. He's got all of our attention, and that type of shit is almost invaluable. You remember the fucking time Randy Moss did that little thing and they called him like, how'd you pay? And he was like, straight cash, homie. They still use that fucking little tagline. I'm serious. You imagine John Jones like fucking gave her one of those lines like, yeah, fucking so what? I smacked you on the snatch. Boom, here's 10 bands. I'm fucking rich. I'm gonna make another 10 million next time I fight. How much do you get paid? Like, yeah, we would all hate him, but he would grow in a way that I don't think we even think is possible for that dude.
And I think what you're also alluding to, and I think what would have been a good thing for Jones is he has a spotlight right now. Call out DC. Call out your next fight. Make this work for you in a way that's going to build to your next fight. Because right now, what is everybody talking about? Oh, he's getting in trouble, blah, blah, blah. But that's it. What else do we get out of this? Now we're going to go silent for the next couple months until the next John Jones fight is announced.
Yeah, look, I don't want to spend this whole fucking episode talking about John Jones, so we can move on here shortly. But again, I don't want to see John Jones fighting no boy at 205 no more. Like, I heard they just did Dominic Reyes versus Chris Weidman. Good fight. Let Johnny Walker Blue get healed up and let him come back. Let that division pan out a little bit. I want to see John Jones at heavyweight, or I want to see him banging whores and wrecking cars and fucking shit up and building up for that next fight. I don't want to see him in no more of these little bullshit fights. Fuck that.
All right, and just to cap this off his topic, I really, how Tyron Woodley does a champ camp, or used to do champ camp, and then fucking all these other guys do their own YouTube stuff. Where the hell is John Jones with this shit? Like, where the fuck is John Jones with this shit? Have your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would love to see, like, it'll be like it's like watching a car crash. Like, first you're driving on straight, and then this guy doesn't see that guy, and you're like, oh. Like, it'll be like that. It'll be John Jones Sunday morning at church with his family, and that night smacking girls in the pussy.
And here, listen, again, and we'll wrap up with John Jones. But man, listen, I don't think John or his team or anybody really realizes how relatable John is to the everyday man, really. Like, people are always like, oh, John's such a phony, such a fraud, man. Is he like a good guy or is he a bad guy? He's both. Like every other fucking swinging dick walking this planet. Every married guy on fucking earth is probably fucking trying to cheat on their old lady, just like John. They just don't got a microscope on him. If he just let it go and was like, hey, man, this is what it is. I'm doing shit. I'm trying to be a good boy, but I get wild sometimes because I'm fucking riches. Bitches be on my dick. Like, if he just ran with it, I think people would embrace the shit out of it low key because it is kind of relatable in a weird way. All right, now fuck John Jones. What's next?
Well, do you want to go to the previous event, or do you want to go to the sad news of the weekend?
Well, we got to hit everything.
All right.
Go ahead, Jesse.
No, it's just, I would say if you want to hit up the Maximum, what's his last name?
Dadashev or Dadashev?
Something like that, man.
That's his last name. I just don't know how to say it.
Who passed away on Monday morning after a brutal fight. The only thing that's sad about the whole thing is I feel bad for his trainer, who said that he had thought about stopping the fight. I think he said in the 9th round, but let it go on until the 11th when he finally stopped it. I'm sure that decision is probably going to weigh heavy on his heart for years and years to come, when he thought he should have stopped it and he didn't. And even though he tried to stop it to save his fighter, I mean, it still didn't work out in the end. But I think they have set up a GoFundMe for Maximum's family to pay for his stuff. So, you know.
Yeah, and the trainer is Buddy McGirt. I'm pretty sure he's a boxing Hall of Famer, right? He's a boxing Hall of Fame. I mean, dude has trained some of the best. And if you guys watched that fight, I didn't watch the fight. I saw the clip. It was on SportsCenter that night, because the news for that night was he got transported to the hospital with, you know, brain swelling. He had to have surgery. But like, they showed the video clip of him going up to Max and saying like, "Hey," or Maxim saying like, "Hey, dude, like, you're getting hit too much. Like, please let me stop the fight." And Max, you know, Dadashev wouldn't agree to it, so he just stopped it for him. And then, you know, the sad news on Monday that it didn't really matter. But to me, the saddest part of that whole story, the dude was just trying to win fights and make money to earn his citizenship and bring his family over here, dude. He has like a wife and a young kid. Like, god damn. Like, literally fighting for your freedom at that point. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. But actually, your thoughts on this story?
No, I'm not like huge into boxing, but I did see that clip you're talking about, and freaking made me cry, dude. It's sad, and it's just, yeah, his wife and kid. It's a sad story, and he was so young. It's kind of one of those wake up calls as a combat sports fan. And it's like, it's not just, we get so bored with some of like the more boring fighters that are trying to save their brains from these kind of traumas. And yeah, it's so easy to forget that kind of stuff can happen. And I didn't watch it, but I did hear that those last few rounds were really brutal.
He was getting hit fucking straight and clean. It was pretty bad. Fred?
I mean, listen, man, obviously this happening is terrible, but in some weird, sick way, isn't this what we're all here for? Because of the dire nobody wants to see this happen, but we all go into this knowing that it's not cricket. You know, it's a very brutal sport, boxing and MMA. I mean, I haven't seen none of the clips, so I don't know exactly how brutal it was, but I would imagine that there have been fights somewhat like this, especially throughout the history of boxing, where dudes didn't actually pass away. They just took a fucking brutal beating. We've seen fights in MMA where guys have who Max Holloway's fighting this weekend. He got the shit beat out of him by Dustin Poirier.
God damn.
And that he could have got a brain aneurysm and died after that fight. Obviously he didn't, thank God, and things went well. I guess what I'm saying is there's really no way to prevent this unless something comes back on a medical and he should have never been fighting, and then hindsight's 2020. If something like that happens, then it is what it is. If not, and this happened to just be like one of those really rare, weird circumstances where he just took the wrong blows at the wrong time or something, like, I mean, it's terribly sad, but what are you going to do?
I think the worst thing about it is, Fred, is that his trainer stopped the fight hoping that he would have he was preventing him from such a fate. And I think what was even worse about it is that like they transported him right away. He had the brain surgery, and they said he was stable after the fight. You know, so between Saturday, I think it was a fight on Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning he passed away. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like I said at the beginning here, his trainer did an interview where he said he thought about stopping it earlier, but he allowed the fight to continue because he wanted to give his fighter the opportunity to stay in there, go out on the shield, all that stuff. And then when it finally got to the 11th, he was like, I just can't see you take a beating no more. So again, it's like one of those things where, yeah, it was great that he allowed him to continue on and everything, but now that decision is going to weigh, on him, right? Like, should I have really stopped it in the 9th round? Could I have saved his life? Could he still be, he might be, he even said it, he might be pissed off at me for a few weeks, but it's better than him being dead. And then lo and behold, he still died.
Right. And look, again, I didn't watch the clip, and I know nothing of this young man or his previous like boxing experience, how many fights he had before this, but I can't imagine he went into this fight with a super clean bill of health and all the damage and he incurred. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would imagine that somehow in training camps or something, like a lot of shit had to have led up to this. It couldn't have just been the beating that he sustained in this fight that literally killed him. I mean, I suppose it could have been. I ain't no fucking doctor. But that just seems like, you know, it seemed like there must have been something maybe underlying or something.
You're right, Fred. But I think it comes down to what we always talk about in MMA, right? At what point do you step in for your fighter and stop the fight for the benefit of the fighter, right? Because now you look at this situation and the trainer had the idea of stopping it earlier, but decided it was like, well, I'm going to let him go, you know, continue be a warrior. And this is the situation he finds himself in.
That's always the case. And as long as you've always got these upset fights. So it's like, what do you do? I'm sure people always think they got a shot, you know, a chance to land that big shot. So.
Yeah. Look, I didn't have much beef with Luke Thomas, for example. He tweeted out how much did he get paid and everything like that. Luke Thomas is not the most tact when it comes to sensitive issues, right? We know that. The one thing that did piss me the fuck off, and I mean, a lot of things it takes a lot to piss me off, right? Especially when something like MMA Twitter, it's like mostly stupid shit. MMA Junkie posted this story on their fucking Blue Corner page, okay? If you guys don't understand and know by now, everyone wants to be TMZ and everyone wants to do all this shit. The Blue Corner is this thing that that the MMA Junkie does, and MMA Fighting has it around. I forgot what they call it, some of the bullshit, but Junkie has this Blue Corner thing where they post stories, kind of like they want to talk about it. It's clickbait. They make it obvious it's clickbait. They even put at the bottom, it's like, don't take it so serious, blah, blah, blah. And they posted this story on Blue Corner. Okay. That pissed me the fuck off because it's just like, dude, no, this is a real story. Like, for once, y'all got a real story. You don't need clickbait for this one.
Is that like their tabloid section or some shit like that?
Exactly what it is.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fucking rude.
I think what they posted there was the Twitter reactions to it, and I get what you're saying, Eddie. Like this, even the Twitter reactions to this story should never be in like a comedy section and anything like that, because this is a really serious story, and this is something that calls attention to a lot of things, right? Like Fred was saying, how was his training camp? How was his medicals? Like, you know, how was his MRI before the fight? You know, like all these things are pretty serious and important things. And like you alluded to, what was he fighting for? He had just fought not too long ago, I think.
Right.
You know, and so for him to do this turnaround just to make more money to fight for his family, like all these issues are really, really important issues that need to be taken seriously, because we just lost a young guy. What was he, like 20 something years old, right?
Like 27, 28, I think. I don't remember. He's young. He's a baby. Who knows? But
he's still a young guy. You know, a life ahead of him that he could have had, and he had a family, wife, kid. You know, all these things. This is all very, very serious stuff. You know, it's not something to take lightly. So anybody that kind of jokes about that, and what Luke Thomas is trying to figure out is how much was it worth it to him to keep fighting, fight? Because if you're getting paid, you know, 30,000 for a fight where you're gonna die, is that really worth the cost of your life to your family, to, you know, to everybody involved in the situation?
That was his point. Yeah. So a lot of people jumped on him for that one. I was like, I get it. Like, you know, Luke's never been like good at like explaining as what he's actually trying to get at until after the backlash, or maybe it's like tact, right? Trying to get people to like pay attention. I don't know, but no, the MMA drug thing pissed me the fuck off. It really fucking did. And it has nothing, and I know it's just whatever one fucking idiot that posted it on there. It has nothing, it doesn't say anything about our friend Gigi or, you know, a guy like John Morgan. None of those guys. Says nothing about those guys. Those guys are straight up dudes, right? But whoever posted that shit can go fuck themselves. Straight up. So fuck them. Anyway, all right. Actually, I probably should take the comment section. Oh shit, MMA God's here. What up? Tony Hectic, Tevin. What up, Tevin? You guys remember Tevin was on the show with us a few weeks ago. What's up?
Yep.
MMA God says, I'm back talking about the John Jones story. I've actually been to TD's in Albuquerque. It's trash. There you go. We got a review. Tevin says, asshole John is the best John, unfortunately. 100%, pretty much what Fred's saying. Yeah. MMA God says, guy's a preacher's son, so he grew up trying to be a good boy. Pretending to. Usually if you grow up that way, you kind of just can't wait to get the fuck out of that little, you know, square shit. And then Tony Hectic says, he had a hard time making weight and was severely dehydrated from what I heard, talking about Maxim Dadashev. So, you Yeah, look.
There you go. That's a very important point too. This goddamn motherfucking weight cuttings. It's a whole other ball of wax in and of itself. So
yeah, but it's what we sign, or it's what fighters sign up for to try to change their lives and shit. So rest in peace, Maxim Dadashev, man. 28 years young. Hope for the best for his family. What's up, Mike? Oh shit, we have a Mike Jarp sighting. This motherfucker, I haven't seen this dude in forever. Dude, where the fuck you been? It's like Ronda Rousey retired and this guy disappeared. What the fuck, Mike? What's up, dude? All right. Wow. Okay. What else are we gonna hit today? Fucking.
So did you want to go over the event?
About the shit that just happened? Or are we going to talk
about shit that just happened real quick? All right. So UFC San Antonio. Actually, it was like name-wise, there was plenty of names on it, but it was Decision City till about the main card, I think. But what do you guys think about which fucking decision was the one that was insane? There was an insanely bad decision on there. I can't remember which one it was. Alexander Hernandez.
Yeah, Ronaldo won that.
Okay, actually, yeah. What would you think of that? Because I watching the fight, I thought I was like, okay, Ronaldo should win this one. Pretty,
Yeah, no, I thought that's some hometown love right there because I had Ronaldo. Yeah. And yeah, Hernandez, he just did not even look as. Yeah, I don't know if Cowboy hurt his ego a little bit, but he didn't look as good. So I was sad, but not totally surprised, just because hometown judging kind of never surprises me.
Is that the one where when they were reading the decision, it looked like Trinaldo looked pretty confident in his win.
Yep.
And his opponent was the one that was already with his head down. Body language wise, he knew he had lost the fight.
Yeah,
he won the fight. Yeah.
No, it reminded me of Killer B Nguyen at one, I think a week or two ago, where like she should have won that fight, and then the ref goes, even the ref lifts her arm up. He goes, "What the fuck?" He hears the decision. He's like, puts the other girl's arm up. Exactly like that's what it seemed looked like to me.
I mean, look, man, I hate to always be a fucking negative Nancy, but like, yo, fucking DW said this shit like 37 years ago, man.
Right.
Do not leave it in the hands of the judge. And I fucking get it. It's easier said than done. Again, I didn't choose for y'all to be fighters. Y'all chose that profession. If you find yourself in the third round of a close fight on ESPN motherfucking live and a whole bunch of money's on the line, I suggest you go out there, balls to the motherfucking wall. Because this shit, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Every call, guarantee you right now, the pay-per-view that's coming up this weekend, it's going to be a bad decision on there. Might even be a horrendous one. And then everybody will take to Twitter and fucking bellyache and complain. I mean, I just get sick and tired of that shit, dog. I mean, it was a bad decision, but what the fuck you going to do? The only thing I can suggest is that next time Alex Hernandez finds himself in that position, he needs to fucking go all the fuck out. Or you know what? Matter of fact, fuck it, scratch that. Just go all out, period, all the time. Just try to get the finish all the fucking time, because that's the only way you're guaranteed to fucking win. Because sometimes these judges be straight up fucking incompetent, and it is what it is. And look, what has history taught us? You know what it's taught me? You ain't reversing shit.
Right.
I've seen some decisions that are fucking atrocious. They never get fucking overturned, Jack. Yeah. Like, you ain't getting it overturned. So fuck it. Once you take that L, it fucking is what it is forever.
And even if you go back, years and years later, and you look at the record, all anybody's gonna see is that L next to your name. So whether it was a close fight, it was a bad decision, it was a split, it doesn't matter. An L is an L and a W is a W. So yeah, I think you're right, Fred. Most of these decisions that people have problems with, when they think back about it later, they always go back and say, well, yeah, I had more in the tank. Yeah, I saw more things I could have done in there, but I just wasn't doing it. Then it's on you.
Pretty much, man. But yeah, Alex Hernandez winning that shit was ridiculous. What else happened on that fucking card? Dude, the Dan Hooker knockout. God damn.
Best moment. Best moment. That was my favorite part of the whole night.
Yeah.
Someone's not a James Vick fan, huh?
I'm just a big Hooker fan. You know what I'm saying?
It's insane, you know what I mean?
Just finished talking about John Jones.
No, I don't have an issue with Vic as much as some people do. I get why people do, but I just really like Hooker. I really wanted him to get a win. And Vic looks hilarious getting knocked out. Like, not to be a dick about it, but
that's the second one in a row he gets knocked out.
Yep, second one in a row.
God damn.
Justin Gaethje and now Hooker.
Dude,
Yeah.
no one talks about Dan Hooker as like a legitimate like contender of any kind.
They should be now.
Fuck yeah, they should be. They're better. Fucking hell. Real quick, Mike Jarvis saying, okay, so this is why Mike Jarvis been gone. He's sick of social media. I'm with you, dude. MMA God says Texas is known for the hometown judging. Yep. And then how the fuck? He goes, apparently the fighters need to be played that "Do you want to be a fighter?" speech from Dana before every card. Yeah,
right.
Right. And the Raider making the point, playing it safe, point fighting. I guess. I mean, well, yeah, no, he was. Anyway, all right. Other fight on the card, obviously, besides we'll get to the main event.
Well, this was the Greg Hardy fight, right? Jesse's favorite fighter.
That was the people's main event. So Juan Adams against Greg Hardy. Not that I really doubt many people are watching it rooting for Greg Hardy. I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that do.
There's some morons out there.
Right. I think Greg Hardy's that guy you want to see get knocked the fuck out so bad. You finally see a guy in Juan Adams who could fucking do it. Talks all the shit. Says all the right things. Makes himself a personality. And then fucking goes in there, uses the jab pretty solid. Goes for a single leg. Gets thrown. Credit to Greg Hardy on that one. Gets thrown to the ground. Switches immediately, like stretches down to like a quarter guard type of position. And it just gets fucking mauled on the ground and gets finished. Disappointed as fuck. At least I was. Fred?
Listen. I was too, right? Of course, I think we all probably agree that beating up women is a bad thing. So we all want to see fucking Greg Hardy get his comeuppance. I think we're probably all in that boat. Most of MMA Twitter is. So when we saw Juan Adams, our fucking, great big hope with the bright fucking, what was it, a onesie that he was wearing? When we seen him go down like a fucking ball of flames, I'm sure we were all sad. But I tell you what, the more I got to thinking about it, I'm cool with it. And I'll tell you why. Matter of fact, not only am I cool with it, but I'm about to start rooting for Greg Hardy.
Oh shit, you and Jesse about to.
And I'll tell you why. Because I am looking very, very much forward to the ultimate showdown of the great white knight, no pun intended, himself, Derek Lewis, the big black beast, the man known for calling out woman beaters for the fucking goddamn it since Travis Brown. I would love to see Greg Hardy actually win his way into that fight and then see Derek Lewis put a real world-class, genuine fucking thunder striking on Greg Hardy. That to me is a very impressive thing. Now, if he had got knocked out by Juan Adams, that would be good. But at this point, it is what it is. I would love to see that fight because I would just love to see Derek Lewis get to play the ultimate good guy and ultimately, more than likely, beat the fucking dog shit out of Greg Hardy. And for realsies this time. No fucking maybes or ifs. Let Greg Hardy fuck around, get that fight in the fight or two, and he's curtains.
Yeah, shit. I mean, look, I thought my first thought was immediately like, man, let Francis Ngannou get his hands on this man. Straight up, get his hands on this man. But I want to talk to Jesse because Jesse didn't watch it. Jesse refuses to watch any event, not just the fight, the entire event that someone like Greg Hardy's on. What are your thoughts on Greg Hardy winning yet again?
I have no opinion whatsoever of this person.
I was kind of counting on that. I knew that was coming.
And I'll reiterate what I said before.
Yeah.
If he messes around and gets himself a title shot, that'll be the last time I watch the UFC.
Oh.
If he gets a main event, you said, or a title shot?
Title shot. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this.
Yeah.
But fucking Jesus, you're being unreasonable.
Sure, I'm not.
You're holding the UFC's feet to the. They can't fucking control it. It's not the WW fucking F, Jesus.
Yeah, they can.
What do you want
they
to do?
control it?
What if he fucking knocks out Francis Ngannou?
You know how they can control it? Easily. They don't sign him.
Okay, get the fuck out of here. He's already here at this point. What shall we do? Shoot him?
No, just don't give him a shot. That's it. Wait. You're telling me that Greg Hardy was the better option than giving a guy like God, what's his name? Nick Newell an opportunity in the UFC. You'd rather give somebody of a douchebag over a guy with a great story and a great personality a shot at the UFC. No, thank you.
Okay, I'll keep my mouth shut. Somebody
No,
else.
no.
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot
Come on,
fucking
come
pole.
on.
Fuck you guys. No way.
Come on, Fred. Let's get put on a list today.
Go ahead. Aaron's not even on the show today, dude.
I know. Let's
No,
put on
no.
another list. Come on, Fred.
Aaron's not even on the show today, man. You gotta wait for
Listen,
that one.
I'm not going to get caught defending Greg Hardy. I think he's a piece of shit like you. I'm just not going to boycott the event.
Oh, like I enjoy when Aaron's on the show, but I wish he was on it right now because I can just imagine.
Isn't this one of those moments where I just wish I could just picture or like telecommunicate with Fred to hear exactly what he had in his head, just so I could enjoy what that thought was.
Listen,
I didn't want to ask him after the show, honestly.
The millennials wouldn't have found it very funny. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, dude.
They don't find anything funny. Don't worry about it.
You get your face Photoshop with like a Trump 2020 sticker on the bottom immediately. MAGA.
Maybe.
Bro, anyway, Ashley, your thoughts on this? Look, Ashley, if Greg Hardy keeps fucking winning, you can't knock him because he keeps winning. But the point is, also on top of that, like the one thing I've seen from him besides knockout power is that ability to throw Juan Adams in a single leg. But other than that, we know nothing, right?
Yeah, I don't like Greg Hardy. I don't think I'm for second chances, but he just seems like such a prick. I don't know. He's just not one that I don't really see trying to be a better person. I think he's just trying to have another career. But I turn off his fights. I walk away. That's my form of protest. And I usually don't cover them on my podcast. But if he gets a title shot, it will probably be the first time I actually have to talk about it.
Right.
But my thing with him is like, I understand the hate of him. I don't understand the people acting though like he sucks and like he has no chance, because he's gonna do fine. Like, I don't know if people just don't look at the UFC's heavyweight picture honestly. It's full of old men and a couple like almost prospects. There's not much there. There's Francis Ngannou, and I think he probably makes it to the top 5 fairly easily. And that's the thing. I want Derek Lewis to knock him out. I don't even know. I could see him beating Derek Lewis. I think he's going to. I mean, he's at a great camp, great gym, and he's athletic. He has that NFL workhorse mentality. Right. He's going to get better, and he's going to be around. And I feel like I don't know. I understand boycotting it. I don't think I could quit the UFC altogether if he becomes champ or anything, but it sucks, but I think he's going to be around for a while. So I kind of feel like people need to figure out how to handle their emotions about him, because he's not going in. It's like Floyd Mayweather. We sat here and we watched him fight Conor still. Like, I don't know. I don't know where we draw the line. Even look at Rumble John. Like, we watched his title shots and he always had stories. It's all so gray area, just like everything in MMA. But I just personally don't like the dude. So
listen, you had me right up until you said that you think he might beat the Black Beast. Let's not get
I'm sorry.
Let's not get completely right now. But look, yo, you got a good point though. Heavyweight's old and fucking ragged, low key, so he could definitely do very well. So look, let's finish up with this topic with this question. For some reason, he is very hated, and like it seems like other guys have done shit that he's done, and for some reason not caught as much hate. Is there anything this prick can do to actually turn it around? Say he does keep winning. Is there any way? Okay, we'll start with you, Jesse, because clearly you've taken a hard line stance on this. Hypothetically, is what would he have to do to actually kind of turn this around and to make somebody like you actually give him a legit fucking chance again? Like real talk.
Okay, so I think from the start, he already messed up by not addressing what was going on with his situation legally. And I get you can't talk about the legalities of things, you know, in the past and all that stuff. But I think he could have definitely taken kind of a stance of, look, what I did was wrong. I've taken some courses. I've done, you know, like do something tangible that you can say, look, I'm trying to be a better person. Not just say, I'm just trying to get a career and, you either love me or you hate me. Like, that's not the attitude to take when you're accused of such a thing, and you basically lost your case. And the only reason you didn't get put in jail was because the person that was supposed to put you behind bars just didn't want to testify against you. Whatever. I'm saying that there's lots of things that he could have done to make it seem, even if it wasn't real, to at least make it seem to everybody else that he was trying to be a better person. Like I said, anger management classes, women's rights classes, whatever, going to volunteer at like a shelter of some sorts, donating to a women's shelter. You know what I'm saying? Make yourself seem like that guy that's reformed. I'm trying to be better. This is what I'm trying to do to be better. And this is my heavy PR push to show everybody that I'm a good guy.
Oh, all right, God damn it. Now, if he fucking did that, would you believe him, or would you be like, no, he's just fucking full of shit?
Yeah. You know what? If he gives that much of an effort to kind of put up a front of saying like, look, man, I'm a change guy. I'm trying to just work for my family. I'm trying to do this for myself. Yeah. Because like Ashley said, and I feel the same way, people are supposed to be giving second chances. Just because you did something stupid when you were 15 doesn't mean you're going to be that same person for the rest of your life. When you're 20, when you're younger, you do stupid stuff. And if you can distance yourself and, show that you've changed, you get a second chance. But if you keep on doing what you're doing and you just never address something like that and you just keep on moseying on life because that's how you're going to do it, it just doesn't work for me.
So, goddamn it, long story short, Jesse, yes, you think he can.
Yeah or no?
Okay.
What happened?
Yes. So your answer is yes, then, Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah.
Okay. Eddie?
Okay. I think he can come back from it, but I'm kind of with Jesse on it. You need to make like a conscious effort to like show people that you're a different person. He's not even trying that though. Whether or not he cares, it's on him. Maybe he's using this as because you either watch somebody to win or to get their ass whipped. Like I don't watch Floyd Mayweather really because I give a shit about him being able to win fights. I watch him because I'll see who's going to be able to knock him out. He might be using that to his advantage to get more eyeballs. You know what I mean? That's another angle on it. So, as far as like fighters who have competed in the UFC that have been charged with or convicted of domestic or sexual violence of any kind, Anthony Johnson's been accused. Thiago Silva, I believe, was convicted. I want to say.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Abel Trujillo.
He was out of the UFC by then.
Yeah. Abel Trujillo before and then now with this whole fucking I think he said about like child rape things or whatever what happened with that. Yeah. Anthony Lapsley was a while ago. Cody East was a while ago. And then if you guys remember back in the day, Miguel Torres got cut for making a rape joke.
Yeah, which was stupid. But the Cody East thing, remember, he was signed to the UFC. Then they found out what was going on with him and they cut him right away.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. But other than that, I mean, we know plenty of female fighters that have been victims of it. I mean, Rachel Ostovich's husband, KGB Lee's husband. I think Jessica Rose Clark has talked about being a victim of domestic violence. Beck Rollins, I think, was another one. I don't remember. It was a few.
Beck Rollins. Then you have BJ Penn's wife.
All that. There's a lot of these stories. So, and then back in the day when Dana White said, there's no coming back from hitting a woman. Apparently, there's an exception. So
Dana White also said that women would never fight in the UFC. So
yeah. Dana White also likes
things.
Yeah, he just yaps. All right. MMA God says heavyweight is the easy division to get into. All you need is that one punch power and have good takedown defense. Crazy that Hardy hasn't really been tested yet. Right. I think now he's the next few fights are going to be the ones.
I thought he was kind of tested in his what was it, his first fight? The guy like actually put up a good fight, then he got he got disqualified, right? That's basically what happened. Was it the first fight?
Yeah. He hit him in the fucking face with the knee, I think, on the ground.
Yeah.
That just showed that he didn't know what the fuck the rules were. So.
Right. And I think Fred's right. I think once he gets into the higher levels, it's gonna be, something to see, right?
Right.
Whether he is a good fighter or not. But like I said, I just want him to make a conscientious effort of being separate from this character. That's it.
Yeah. Raider, because we're talking about what he could do, what Greg Hardy could do to make amends or whatever. Raider says, pass out tampons at events. Say you sympathize with women. That's, bro. Okay, hey, look, if he does that, it'll at least be funny. Fuck. All right. And then somebody, I can't fucking find the comment, but somebody made a good point about Hardy looking kind of not panicked. I think maybe he said panicked when Juan Adams came out using that jab. I remember thinking that Hardy looks a little confused by these, like how to deal with his jab, but it obviously didn't last that long. I apologize. I don't know who put that comment. I can't find it anymore, but I know somebody brought that up. Anyway, all right. So let's move on to the co-main event. Walt Harris, maybe the next guy to fight Greg Hardy. Walt Harris against Alexei Oleinik, the submission dude at heavyweight. That was a sick fucking finish. Was it like a 12-second fight, something like that? But the main event, RDA versus Leon Edwards.
What did you learn, Fred?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
From the Leon Edwards RDA fight?
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Did that give you the confidence that Leon Edwards should be a top 5 competitor fighting for the title soon?
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in the title shot now. I think he deserves, but yeah, top 5, absolutely. I mean, I think it definitely it's weird I've heard people say that like RDA is a gatekeeper, and that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's also kind of true, I think. He's like a gatekeeper, but he's like a legit gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't like no little bullshit gate. Like, if you beat RDA, you are like, nobody that beats RDA isn't a top contender. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what? He's been beat by who? Colby, Usman, and who the fuck else beat him recently at 170? Another one of those pricks is in the top fucking. It was Colby, Usman, and somebody else beat him.
Anthony Pettis. Not Anthony Pettis.
A wrestler. What wrestler?
Let me find out.
Anyways, goddamn it, they're all at the top of the fucking division. I'm just having a brain fart right now, but like,
okay.
It fucking means something. Who else beat him? I'm fucking trying to think.
Pulling it up right now. All right, Kamaru Usman,
Colby,
Tony Ferguson, Eddie Alvarez.
Tony Ferguson was probably the other person I was thinking about. Fuck, he's
155.
I forgot Rafael dos Anjos fought Habib.
Yeah, well, yeah, he took that L too.
I forgot about that massive L.
Anyway, goddamn it, listen, I did learn that Leon Edwards is a bad motherfucker. I think that he deserves to be at the top of the division. He has a weird style too. It's exciting, but not really. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's a layaway artist at all, but it's like he doesn't really. He's exciting without getting that masterful finish. I think that like kind of prevents him from being like that big draw that he kind of should be. But he absolutely deserves, top 3, 4, 2 guy or something. Like he deserves one more fight, and if he gets the any sort of another W, he has to get the title shot. So,
I mean, especially if they give him that Jorge Masvidal fight he wanted, and he actually beats Jorge.
Yeah, but whoever he fights next, whether it's Jorge or Wonder Boy or whoever the fuck they scrounge up for him, if he beats that person next, then he's got to be in line for the title shot after that.
Yeah, Fred, at 170, he's beaten Tarek Safadine, Neil Magny, Robbie Lawler. He lost to Colby, lost to Kamaru, beat Kevin Lee, and then lost to Leon Edwards recently. So
I hate to say it seems like everyone beats Kevin Lee, so I don't really put a lot of fucking credit. I know. I hate that because I love watching that dude fight, but god damn, dude.
I'm excited though with his new camp.
Where'd he go?
GSP.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I saw the Instagram post. That's right.
Not that GSP is a camp, but you get it.
right. Go train with GSP. Go train with Faraz Sahabi. That dude's fucking genius.
Did you see the other person training with a good fighter? The Bagel Boss guy training with Ally Aquinta? I mean, come on.
Dude, I saw it on Instagram. I'm like, fucking Raging Al is a genius. Genius.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I seen that.
Yeah.
Homeboy was throwing some low-key thunder into those shots. If he catches you in the bread basket with that fucking hook, it's going to sting a little. Everybody's fucking making jokes and shit like the little dude. If I heard the fucking thud, he was low key putting some steak on those punches.
Look, man, if that guy hits you like that, it at least annoy you a little bit.
Sure,
Like, motherfucker, like
he's gonna fold you over, Jack. If you ain't a fighter,
yo, okay,
a little punch in the kidneys, you're done.
He's starting to fight other celebrities, like viral celebrities, or what they call it. Who the fuck's gonna fight that guy? That's what I want to see. I might tune in.
It's the hide your kids, hide your wife guy that he's fighting.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what I heard initially. So I don't know. Like, let me see. Let me look it up. But I believe that's who they had signed him up to fight.
Dude, I need to go viral on something like big time. That would just be fun for me. But yeah, fucking no. We need to make Fred go viral on some of this shit, dude. Like we wanted to get him that fucking what was that one fight we kept trying to get you in there? CM Punk? No, not CM Punk.
It was CM Punk. It was CM Punk. Listen, I still stand by the fact that I think I could take CM Punk in a fight. And I'm not the exaggerative type. I know that any UFC fighter would beat my ass. But CM Punk was just such a horrible fighter.
But that one.
Yeah, he was really bad at fighting. Like, just generally speaking. Stands with like the only thing he had remotely going for him that he was in kind of good shape, and he really wasn't even that good a shape.
No, dude, you know, like,
I'll take that smoke all day.
Skinny fat or whatever they call it, dude. All right, real quick on the YouTube comments. Oh, what up, Amusement82 hanging out. QC's here hanging out. He's just stopped by to say what's up. And then what up?
This thing supposedly says that he's training to fight Logan Paul.
Who's training to fight Logan Paul?
The Bagel Boss guy.
The little bagel dude.
Look, I can't stand Logan Paul. Once I found out who he was, I couldn't stand who the fuck he is. Really,
that dude's gonna jack up that little dude.
He wrestled in high school,
and he's actually a pretty good boxer.
He's an athlete. Like he's athletic.
Yeah,
on all the steroids probably, but still.
I don't give a fuck what he does. I ain't paying 2 red nickels to watch that dude fight nobody, Jack. He can kiss my ass. Fuck.
You know, if it's not on Instagram or on your favorite Reddit,
the UFC
Reddit,
already got to butter me up these days to get any money out of me. I ain't paying nobody else shit to watch the fight.
Great segue because we got to talk about this weekend for sure. But let me finish off the YouTube comment here. Amusement says Traystar Jim. Hopefully Lee learns to shut the hell up. Probably not. I hope so. I mean, guys, I can't wait for that Weidman and Reyes fight, dude. I think Weidman's about to get fucked up. Quick on that one. All right, real quick. The move to 205 was probably smart. Like Weidman cutting weight to 185 was just ridiculous. That fighting is Dominic Reyes though. Like, I mean, we saw what other strikers did to him. Ashley, what are your thoughts on that fight?
I like it. I hate that I was enjoying their little Twitter back and forth so much, but yeah. I'm happy Weidman's moving up. I think it'll be a good move. I really hope he's more successful than Rockhold was.
Right.
Because I was really excited for him to move up too, and then he went and got himself knocked out. And I like the fight, especially with Ray's last fight. I thought it left a lot of openings in his game. So I'm curious to see what he's worked on, and I really didn't want him to get a title shot. So
right.
I'm really good with the matchup.
All right, Jesse, that moved to 205 is about time coming for Weidman, but well, just like as you said, we just saw Rockhold, try to take he was fighting John Blachowicz, right? He kept trying to take him down over and over and over again. Now, I'm sure Weidman's a way better wrestler than Rockhold, but do you see success coming out at 205 for Weidman?
Hopefully. I mean, it's been a while since Weidman's been in the octagon, right? I mean, he had his hand that he jacked up, right? Then they fixed it and it looked all retarded. So then he had to get another surgery to get it fixed. So when was his last fight? It was 2 years ago, maybe, right? It's been a while since we've seen Weidman. Right.
Well, yeah. I want to say it was a Yo Romero fight. Am I right on that?
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago.
I might be wrong. I'm gonna look it up, but I can't remember the last time he fought.
Either way, I mean, I don't think he'll get the same, KO loss as Luke Rockhold, but I think it'll be definitely a fast track to a title shot if he's able to beat Dominic Reyes, in his first fight at 205. Because, like we've been saying before, right? They need an infusion of names of fighters at 205. And so Weidman's actually a pretty decent name. He's got a decent background. He's the first one to beat Anderson Silva, the GOAT. Imagine him now, the storyline that they could put together of him moving up to 205, taking on the GOAT of 205, maybe trying to take away his title run. I doubt that'll be the case, but either way.
Okay, no, it wasn't Yoel Romero. He lost to Yoel Romero in 2016, lost to Gegard, took some knees, got knocked out in 2017, beat Kelvin Gastelum in 2017 July, and then last year November lost to Jacare in the third round, got knocked out.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. Damn. November.
I don't even remember that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He has done nothing so notable that I remember it. So, yeah.
So 8 months. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. MMA guy says hope Weidman can be successful at 205, and I think everyone. Amusement. Goddamn. He goes. I have Antoine Dodson. I think that's the hide your kids out your wife guy.
Yeah.
He goes. I have Antoine Dodson besting Bagel guy by first round KO via bitch slot. Bet it fucking happens. All right. Fred, real quick to wrap up this Weidman thing. Weidman versus Jones. You want to see it?
I mean, no. I don't want to see John Jones at 205 against nobody no more. That's just me personally. I'm ready for John to go to heavyweight. But for Weidman, sure, 205 is a great move. And let me tell you something real quick, Jack. Not to go on a rant because we got to wrap this shit up. We've been going for a long time. We still got a whole little bit to get this weekend. But I think people need to just calm the fuck down, dog. Everybody was ready to motherfucking send JDS off to the pasture like 2 years ago.
Yep.
He had taken too many beatings by Kane or the like. And now Luke loses this fight. Look, I admit it. It ain't a good look. it's not good to lose this many fights and to get knocked out. But people be just trying to make, a mountain out of a molehill with this shit. Like, oh, well, Luke should probably just quit. He should probably just go be a model for Polo. Like, he's got no business. Man, Luke is fine. MMA is a game of inches. Matter of fact, MMA is a game of motherfucking centimeters. It only takes one. This ain't boxing. It's not the NFL. It's not the NBA. You don't get another quarter. You don't get another chance. One good shot, one fucking centimeter to the left, and you get knocked out, and the game's over. You don't get a redo. Luke Rockhold's extremely talented. He just, got knocked out. Chris Weidman could be successful at 205, or if he's fucking cute and doesn't fucking take this shit super seriously, he'll get fucking slept too. The more fucking up in weight you go, the more, devastating the strikes are. You have to be very, very fucking careful. We'll see what happens. But the idea that, like, if Weidman does get knocked out, it doesn't necessarily mean that the move to 205 wasn't a good idea. Right. Now, if he gets knocked out 3 fucking times in a row by, leveling down opponents, then we can revisit the conversation. But, like, I think Luke should fight again at 205.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Be fucking careful, man. Like, John Jones is the greatest of all time. There was a couple times in that Thiago Santos fight. He was a fucking cunt hair from getting slept. Mm-hmm. Now, I know he didn't, but he fucking sure as shit could have.
Yeah, good point. MMA God says, to be fair, Weidman was winning that Jacare fight before he got knocked out, so I hope he's working on that fight IQ. Yep. Craig Davis says, agree. The same goes with that Yoel fight. True. So, all right. Actually, he was winning that fight till Yoel came out and starched him with a massive knee. Okay, and then, let's talk about this weekend, dude. UFC 240 from, I want to say, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, right? Kick it off at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Names on the early prelims, on the Fight Pass prelims: Eric Koch taking on Kyle Stewart, Gillian Robertson taking on Sarah Froda. First fight of the entire night is Tanner Bozer against Giacomo Lemos. The prelims start at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. You have, I can't fucking put up, there it is, Alexander Pantoja against Davison Figueiredo. God damn, fucking Brazilian.
Figueiredo?
There you go. And then Gavin Tucker taking on Choi Sang-woo. Hakeem Dawodu, who we saw, I think, coming out of the Dana White's Contender Series or Tuesday Night Fights, whatever they were calling it back then, taking on Yoshinori Hori. And then Alexis Davis taking on Viviana Araujo as the featured prelim. The main card kicks off 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Marc-Andre Barriault against Christophe Jocko. Jocko was actually a lot of fun to watch to me. Olivier Aubin-Mercier taking on Armin. So these motherfuckers are fucking me up with the names, bro. I think someone will head up to UFC to fuck me up. And Armin Sarukian, I think his name is. Then Jeff Neal against Nico Price. That's a solid fight. Chris Cyborg taking on Felicia Spencer. And in the main event, Max Holloway against Frankie Edgar, former lightweight champion. Right, would you pay for this card?
No, I won't be paying for this card. It is what it is. Like, nobody really hardly pays for cards anymore at all. And I'm finally on the boat too. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly, very allegedly.
But yeah, I mean, look, keep it a buck, man. There's one really, really great fight on this card. There's a few intriguing fights, and there's one really interesting fight with Cyborg and Homegirl that beat Megan Anderson.
Yep.
But yeah, not a lot of meat on the bones with this card. And to keep it a buck, even the really, really fucking great fight on this card is still a little meh. Because Frankie's, a bit longer than the tooth. We all know that Frankie's kind of just getting this shot because it's like kind of his time, his due. Ain't none of us really complaining, but like low key, there's probably more deserving people to get that shot, or maybe not actually, but still, Frankie doesn't necessarily deserve it either. But like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like, the card itself is definitely not great. Like, if I had to be cliche and give it a rating, this was a solid like 7 at best.
Yeah, I mean, Jess, are you driving?
No, why?
Oh, I thought you were driving for a second. All right, let's just do our picks for the top 2 fights of the main event, co-main event, and then give like one other fight on the entire card that you're most interested in. So Jess, starting with you, what's the most interesting fight on this card to you?
Ooh, I guess it would have to be the Max Holloway Frankie Edgar, just because of the fact that Max is coming off of that brutal fight against Dustin Poirier. And so I want to see how he bounces back from, having that much pressure put on his body and now having to cut 10 more pounds from when he fought last. I just want to see how he bounces back. I know Max Holloway is a tough bastard and, he usually looks pretty good on fight night, but I'm curious to see how it all turns out. I mean, if anything, right now might be the best chance to catch Max Holloway after that fight. So, yeah, if the opportunity is there and Frankie can take it, then that'd be a great way for Frankie Edgar to, finish off his career.
Yeah, fair enough. Your picks of the main and co-main?
I guess it's gonna look like Frankie Edgar, and I'll go with Felicia Spencer.
Okay,
I'll give her a shot.
All right, Ashley, most interesting fight to you on this card, and your picks of the main and co-main.
Most interesting would definitely be the main event, but that just got covered. So I'll also say the Jeff Neal and Nico Price fight is super interesting, just because I think it's gonna be fun and violent and short, but I think it'll be a good time while it lasts. So I'm actually more excited for that fight than I am for the Cyborg fight, even though that's just gonna be a beat down too.
Yeah. All right. Did you pick the main event and co-main?
Co-main, Cyborg. Main event, Holloway. I think he'll get it done the way he usually does.
Right. All right, Fred, you're up.
All right, listen. Yeah, this card don't got a whole lot to it, Jack. But I mean, I guess, look, I don't know. I can't front the fucking most intriguing fight on this card is the main event to me. I mean, it just fucking is. And I don't really know why, because I assume I'm picking Max Holloway. I assume he'll be the heavy favorite. I suppose Frankie could win, but smart money's on Max. And I don't know. The co-main event's intriguing too. I assume Cyborg is going to come in and throw Homegirl a beating, but then again, I assumed that Megan Anderson was going to throw her a beating too, and I was pleasantly surprised there. Yeah. So I suppose you never fucking know. Cyborg's coming off of her first knockout loss. Maybe there's something to that, but I mean, come on, right? Max and Cyborg have got to be your fucking picks as far as this goes. All okay, right, look, sorry to do this, guys, but I have got to go. Somebody's at my fucking door, so I have got to go. I love y'all. Bye. I'll see y'all next time.
Later, dude.
Damn it. Now we don't get to hear what his inappropriate thought was going to be.
That's probably why you bailed. I was going to ask him after the show, but I guess we'll ask him later. Anyway, all right. And then for me, the most interesting fight is going to be Jeff Neal, Nico Price. 2 violent dudes. I just like Jeff Neal, man. Dude can fucking hit hard. And then I'm taking Cyborg and Holloway. Felicia Spencer, okay, but no, you're stepping up to a whole another fucking show. Although I am interested to see if Cyborg comes out a little more. I know she's not facing Amanda Nunes again, but to see if she comes out a little more conservative instead of like the usual rock and sock and robots that she likes to do against chicks. All right. In the YouTube comments, Craig Davis says hashtag Team Price. And what else we got on there? I missed a whole lot of stuff, but I'm almost like barely paying attention right now, like barely following everyone's comments here. And then everyone's talking about the Nico Price in the Jeff Neal or Nico Price Jeff Neal fight. That's gonna be a fucking fun fight, in my opinion. Apparently, a lot of people believe the same thing. All right, we'll check. So the next, just to catch everyone up on the next few events. After this 240 card on Saturday, August 3rd, for the Prudential Center. Dude, I can't remember where that is. I want to say that's New Jersey. It's like New Jersey. If anyone knows, just fucking let me know in the comment section. Colby commentating against Robbie Lawler in the main event. Jim Miller and Clay Guida in the co-main.
Yeah, New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, yeah, and then that one's gonna.
You got Jim Miller on the card, so you know it's New Jersey.
Yeah. I'm honestly watching it because Jim Miller's on it. I'm a big Jim Miller fan, but on the jiu-jitsu side anyway. But Colby comes against Robbie Lawler. See if Colby, if Colby wins, we'll be talking all the kind of shit. Robbie Lawler wins. I want to see the Askren rematch because fuck, I was there for that one, and that fucking killed me that he lost. All right, after that, August 10th, Fight Night 156. Valentina Shevchenko is going to be defending her belt against Liz Carmouche. Also on the card, Vicente Luque against Mike Perry, which is going to be a fun fucking fight. Volkan Ozdemir against Ilir Latifi got moved to that card. If you remember, they were supposed to fight, I think, last month, but it just didn't go down. Something about Latifi getting hurt. And then after that, I'm going to this event. I'm fucking super hyped about it. UFC 241, Honda Center, Anaheim, California. DC defending his belt against Stephen Miocic. DC Stipe 2. Co-main event, my boy Nate Diaz taking on Anthony Pettis. And then super pumped about this fight. Yoel Romero taking on Paulo Costa in the main card as well. Derek Brunson, Ian Hanish, Devontae Smith against John McDessie. Ricard Close is on the card. Gabriel Benitez is on the card. Jody Escobar against Hannah Cyphers. Jody Escobar getting another chance in the UFC. I'm not saying I'm surprised, but I'm a little surprised. And Rafael Santos against Corey Sandhagen. That's a solid card. So those are the next few cards here coming up in the 241 is fire, MMA guys. I agree. But it's going to be just fucking pretty fun couple months here in the UFC. So, and then Bellator Dublin, is that this week or next week? Anyone know?
Nope.
All I saw was MVP shoving. Yeah. All I saw was MVP shoving some dude, like his opponent, on the fucking stage, and I'm like, come on, dog, like cut it out. All right, let's check out the headlines here.
Speaking of Bellator, they did sign Nick Newell for a fight.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
When's the last time Nick Newell fought?
I think it's a one-fight deal. Not too long ago, actually.
I don't think you don't give Nick Newell a long-term contract if he hasn't fought in forever.
He fought in May at CES 56, where he won first round submission.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's been winning on that regional circuit. He's been kind of championing himself for a shot at the UFC, but looks like Bellator's going to give him a shot first. So
I don't think the UFC is ever going to give him a shot. I mean, they gave him a shot in that Dana White's Contender Series, and he lost in the decision in 3 rounds. I thought he should have gotten like at least one more fight in the UFC based off the fact that he lasted 3 fucking rounds in that one. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it is what it is. All right. Real quick check of the headlines. 3 fighters miss weight at the PFL 5-fight card.
Wow.
If you guys remember PFL, Professional Fighters League, used to be World Series of Fighting. Shit like this happens with them all the time. The funny thing to me was the fact that if you guys remember Ramsey Nijem, who was in Tough 13, Tough 12, Tough 13, one of those. Ramsey Nijem was on there. Apparently, he was disqualified because it's not that he didn't weigh in. Is that he failed to fully step on the scale. Does that make sense? Like, he failed to fully step on the scale to allow for an accurate measurement, according to New Jersey. So, I mean, what do you do? Like, you just on your toes? You know what I mean? Like, how do you?
I don't understand.
How do you not fully step on the scale? Someone teach me that trick, dude. Like, sometimes I weigh in to see progress, and goddamn, shit, I want to be able to do that shit. Like, you know, towel trick. There we go. Towel trick.
There you go.
That's what I would do. DC taught me a lot. Yeah. All right. Other headlines here. Just latest stuff. A lot of talk about that. GSP wanting that Khabib fight. Legacy fight. Raider says, "See you there, Eddie. Card is fired." Oh, we're definitely meeting up at 241 if you're going. Hell yeah. And then but Khabib at GSP. I mean, I'm down to watch it. You know, I'm not sure what we're expecting, but I'm down to watch it. And then that'll be fun when it break down because I guarantee no one has like a real clear cut like pick. And then that's kind of it. So, all right. Anything else you guys want to bring up?
No, I was just gonna say, Ash, give everybody the latest on your podcast and anything else going on with you.
Yeah, I actually have a big announcement on my podcast this week. I'm partnering up with the Verdict app. So be sure to tune in. My latest episode just went up, and I give you all the deets on that. And yeah, that's about it at the MMA Nerd. And then the website is www.themmanerd.net. You can go there for links to listen to everything and all my social media.
And then that Verdict app is, I'm pretty sure it's Verdict MMA, right? That's the app?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Go get that shit, folks. All right. If nothing else, is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out to everyone that hung out tonight. MMA guys, Museum was here. Raider, see you in Anaheim. Craig David, Tony Hectic, and you guys here. Appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. We had a Mike Jarvis sighting. QC was here earlier. Dude, we love all you guys. Like anyone that tunes in. Like, and Tevin, what's up, dude? Everyone that just tunes in just to watch it, we don't care how many we get. We don't care who it is. We appreciate you guys a ton, for real. All right, you can follow Ashley. What's your social media?
At the MMA Nerd, and then I think if you put Ashley the MMA Nerd, it'll pop up too.
There you go. All right, it's probably quicker. There you go. Ashley the MMA Nerd. Go follow her. Fred Kirby is at Kirby_MMA. Jesse's at Spawat 1983. I'm at Ela31, and the show is at Keyboard MMA. All right, shout out to RepTheWarriors.com. They have new drops, brand new shit. Go get that stuff. I already ordered way too much shit. And SpiciesPros.com. Still working on that giveaway. We hit a couple snags. Don't worry, we're working on it. It'll get resolved hopefully by so we can do the giveaway next month. Maybe pair it up with like a pay-per-view, code or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Love you guys. Good night. Good night, Wilshire.